Hello everyone, my name is Odet Abadía and today I'm going to give you an introduction to generating skyboxes with AI for virtual production. In this example, the director wanted to generate this environment in the LED screen, and if you want to generate these mountains and so many trees in Unreal Engine for displaying it on the LED, the problem is it will be so big, the environment, that the compute is going to suffer to render real time on the screen such a big environment, so many polygons, right? So the idea was, okay, we've been using matte painting in film forever, where you create an environment that looks deep but actually is just a 2D plane. Why can't we do the same with virtual production, and can we use AI to generate it? So in this case we used Skybox AI, which is a great tool to generate skyboxes for game design, and they work really well for virtual production. In the past, in the first generations of this tool, it was only generating stylized versions, but now they have the hyper realistic models that work really well. So let me show you. You just have to log in into blockadelabs.com, and once you are inside, it will load an environment that you can see already. You can look around everywhere, and it's very easy. It's just like any other AI tool. You just have to prompt what you need. In this case, we were prompting for that summer lake in Canas, and you have to choose your model. So they have, as I was saying, they have stylized models, they have hyper realistic models. You choose the model that you want to use, and then you just have to hit generate. Once you have your environment, you have to download the environment that you like, and they have an option to download in HDRI. If you don't like that environment, you can just change your prompt and generate again. Once you you have a history of all your assets. Once you have your HDRI, you have to test, because they're not perfect. So for example, here you will see if your environment has foreground elements, then later when you put them into your Unreal environment, connected to your 3D, in this case the lake and the foreground trees are real of 3D, and the environment is the skybox, but those foreground trees are breaking the illusion. So in this case, you can use either Nuke to fix, to delete, or you can use the same with Photoshop. So in this case, you see that just with the stamp in Photoshop, you can just remove the trees and get back to the illusion. You only need the horizon up, right? Because in my case, we had the lake, so anything below the horizon line, it was not going to be seen. We just have to fix the top. There's another problem that we have with HDRIs is when the whites are too bright, the environment, once you put it into the Unreal Engine, you will see here it renders as transparent. And that's because it's clipping the whites totally to 255, sorry, to the top, and then the Unreal Engine will read it as transparency. Same as before, you can just use your stamp, the clone stamp, to fix it. Because what we downloaded is an HDRI and you want to keep it that way, so in the Unreal Engine you can also work with the dynamic range. You have to see a little tip is that in Photoshop, to export radians, you can only do it if you do save a copy. So if you do just save or export, it doesn't work. You have to say save a copy, and then you will see the radians option in the menu. Once you retouch your background, then the illusion works really well in the 3D environment you see here. As I said before, the foreground is a 3D tree and the grass. The water is 3D as well, but then the environment is 2D plane with a sense of perspective. It rolls really, really well. The other thing is in this project, for example, we needed to have a summer scene and winter scene, so we needed the mountains with snow. And in Skylabs, they have the option of remix. So once you have your hero scene, you can remix and change this season. So in this case, we had to do several versions. As you can see, you have with sun, without the sun, afternoon, morning, winter, summer. And they work. They're not exactly the same. They're not super perfect, but it's enough to give the illusion when you have it in the background of your LED screen. And that's the introduction to generating skyboxes with AI. I hope you find it useful, and I look forward to seeing you in the workshops. Bye bye.